Every bridge across every river and creek is there for a purpose. In the summer of 2017, when bridges on rural roads across the state began to close in record numbers, Mississippians were forced to detour, sometimes for miles and miles, to achieve their purpose.
Top two industries in the state, they all start on county roads. If you got a bridge, low waiting on the bridge here, this bridge, you have to close it, where in the world are you going to route them people?
In a state where taxpayers and their elected leaders struggle to maintain rural roadways over more than 4,500 named waterways, the bridge crisis that began in 2017 stretched county transportation budgets tight and thin. County supervisors who routinely replaced around 5 bridges each year found themselves with a dozen spans closed and barricaded, with federal bridge inspectors roaming the state and condemning more structures every day. Suddenly, mail carriers, log trucks, and children on their way to school were found traveling around the county to bypass failed bridges.
In a case like if somebody needs an ambulance, you've got people's lives that depend on that. A whole bunch of bridges that closed at once would be a big deal because you've got so much traffic detoured.
In Lincoln County, putting the rural road network back together required sacrifice. Supervisors were sitting on a $5 million bond intended for road paving, but they devoted a large portion to bridge repair and tasked their engineer, Ryan Holmes of Dungan Engineering, with devising the best plan for spending it.
There was the fear out there, well, if I fix this one, I'm going to run out of money, the next one's coming, so we had to step up.
Smaller, condemned bridges were demolished out and replaced with concrete culverts.
With county bridges, many times the solution is simple, and you don't want to overcomplicate. You don't want to design something that's more costly than it has to be functional. And many times, unfortunately, on a local level, funding is a problem. We're not financial advisors, but we are involved in a project from start to finish, and so we're involved in those decisions. We try to work hard to solve that problem, to provide a solution that is safe and economical and appropriate for the problem.
But some bridge sites required costly fixes, and Lincoln County did not flinch when spending what safety demanded.
The cheapest way is not always the easiest way. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and do it right, because if you do it the cheapest way, all you're doing is kicking the can down the road. We look at every situation and we determine what is the best way to fix that bridge at the cheapest cost. Not necessarily the cheapest way to fix it, but how can we fix it and stretch the dollars as far as we can.
As soon as news of bridge closures came down to the boardroom in Monticello, supervisors and Dungan Engineering planned ahead.
We got out early. We saw what our problem was. We got a $2 million bond. We got some good, low, competitive bids. Well, I don't know of anybody that got ahead of us as far as getting bids and getting a jump start on this problem.
As of early 2019, federal bridge inspectors have nearly completed their investigations, and the thick of the crisis is over. Supervisors and Dungan Engineering worked together to replace or repair 7 bridges in Lawrence County, preempting forced closures while more than 50 bridges in Lincoln County were rebuilt.
Dungan Engineering and our board have done a great job. I just have to applaud the engineering firm and our board for being on top of things.
We are uniquely qualified, I think, because of our people. We've been in business for 25 years. But the guys that we have been through all of the years of service to our clients. They've been through different crisis situations like this, and so we're fortunate to have experienced, qualified engineers and technical staff and support staff to be able to deal with something like this. Nothing adds value to an engineering firm like experience.
This experience with the bridge crisis, I think it's made us better as a firm to deal with large-scale projects in a very small time frame. When we see a bridge project complete, it's just a great feeling, because it's mission accomplished. And the great thing about it is, once we put a new bridge in there, we're good for 50 years, maybe even more. Not only is the problem solved, it's solved for several decades. And so it's a great feeling.